My friends and I have just returned from a 9-day trip to Bali and Lombok in Indonesia. 2 months before we flew to our Southeast Asian neighbor, I started memorizing common phrases in Bahasa Indonesia that I thought we'd use during our visit. I also took some Bahasa lessons on a language learning app. Now, a lot of Filipinos would say that Bahasa is easy because it shares so many common words with Tagalog and other Filipino languages. That's partly true. For example, Indonesians also say aku, kami, mata, anak, payung, buaya, mura, mahal, sakit, and a few others. Filipinos clearly understand those words. But I say it's only partly true because there are also a lot of differences. In just 2 months of studying Bahasa, I found out that there are what language nerds would call fozami or false friends. These are words in one language that have the same spelling in another language but mean completely different. They're also known as false cognates. And that applies as well to Filipino and Bahasa Indonesia. For example, bintang means star. That's also the name of Indonesia's most popular beer. There's more. Ingat is remember, not take care. If you want to say that, you say hati-hati, which is something you see a lot on roads. Lagi is again, not always. Suka is like, not vinegar or vomit. And susu refers to milk, but also breast. Sarapan is breakfast. Tahu is no. Lupa is forget. And perhaps one of the most surprising one is bawang, which is onion and not garlic. So although Bahasa Indonesia is not a complicated language, it isn't necessarily easy to learn for Filipinos. You still have to put in the time for study, and it would help a lot to talk to native speakers who, by the way, were always so kind to say that my Indonesian was so good, even if I just asked where the toilet was.